Hi Taurus, I hope you're all doing well. We're going to get into your general reading and see what Spirit wants to talk to you about today. We're using this Oracle deck. We'll get the energies that are supporting you overall, as well as the energies that might be presenting a challenge, and then we'll get into the tarot. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Andy. I'm a Taurus too. This is 13 Moon Tarot. If you're returning, thank you guys for all your support. It truly means a lot to me. I love you guys, Taurus. I know, bull gang. I know. I feel like other signs don't like that we have this tarot bull gang thing going on. What can I say? You know, Taurus, we are really strong when it comes to taking up space, I'm hearing, in the intuitive realms. Ooh, Taurus. Now, we all have Taurus in our chart, so if you're cross-watching or you have a Taurus and I'm hearing in a bizarre or obscure placement, I'm still talking to you, okay? Yeah, look, the Sorcerer. Exactly, Taurus. This is the energy supporting you. Yes. And the energy challenging you. Flow. I also feel like taking this one. Luminous Warrior. Who is the Luminous Warrior here? Interesting question there for you, Taurus. If this reading resonates, there will be an extended, and you can find a link to that in the description box below. Also, hit the like button. Let me know that the message is working for you, that you like what's going on here, that it's helping you. Or not. Don't. That's okay, too. All right, Taurus. The Sorcerer. Flow. Luminous Warrior. This card is really giving off a lot of energy to me. I feel like maybe this is your future self, your higher self, or potentially even a guide or somebody you're going to meet to help you in some way. I feel like, yeah, the circle. I feel like this is in a spiritual sense. Okay, this is some kind of counterpart here. I'm seeing the child. Maybe this is a guide that's been with you since you were a child. Or it could even be a child. You know, children are amazing, amazing channels of light energy. Okay, let's see here, Taurus. Let's see what's going on for you. The challenges flow. Well, let's get a tarot card to see the theme of the reading for Taurus. Justice. I'm using the Dark Mansion Tarot, FYI. Okay, Justice, Luminous Warrior. Well, I'm looking at these two cards and I'm getting that justice is not something that is given to you. It is something that you earn. I'm hearing something like you've earned your keep, Taurus. You've earned your keep here. The hummingbird is also at the bottom of the deck. This seems to be significant as well here. Maybe hummingbirds are going to be an omen for you. I'm hearing in recent times. Interesting. I also feel like the hummingbird is representing other people's energies. There's like somebody who wants to be around you, talk to you. There's a lot of energy fluttering around you. I feel that it's separate from this. You've earned your keep here. You've earned justice, perhaps. Justice has already been delivered. It's already happened. Whatever that means. Karma has already balanced out. The energies have already come into balance with something. So why is flow the challenge? Knight of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. Oh, yeah, because you're looking for this to happen in a real literal way. Okay, you're looking maybe to receive some money or receive an apology or I don't know, whatever you think would be justice in a situation. That's not going to be for all of you. Some of you are already, I'm hearing, on the higher planes of understanding about your karmic situation. And others of you are still holding out for some 3D verification of events gone by. Okay, so Spirit is saying you're more powerful beyond words, so don't get caught up in the mundane expression of your own power. Cool. Okay, I want to take a peek into this Sorcerer card, and then we'll get out your spread and see what else wants to come through here. But it's been a while since this card showed itself, so let's see. This is the source of dark power, not meaning evil. There's a difference, right? The Sorcerer represents the destructive aspect of the human psyche and self-centered behavior that harms others. It symbolizes the unconscious beliefs and ideas that foster separation, conflict, and scarcity. When the Sorcerer enters your circle, you're being called to look at how your beliefs around scarcity and self-centered fear manifest in your world. Examine the destructive part of your psyche that misuses power or harbors feelings of resentment, vengeance, lust, greed, bigotry, or hatred. Ooh, maybe this is someone else's energy? I don't know, though. I feel like maybe maybe this is your shadow. You take it however it resonates. Perhaps you've harmed someone because of these dark tendencies. If so, all is not lost. You have only forgotten that all beings are interconnected and this universe is abundant. The Sorcerer arrives to challenge you to change your thinking. You're given a second chance. Correct your course and practice, not blaming others for the darkness that lives inside you. Make peace with it and choose another way. Justice. Is this the part of you that's looking for justice in a 3D way, but the justice that you're actually hoping to see express itself in the material world is perhaps not justice at all? It's important that we strive for an outcome that is beneficial for the highest good of all. Now, that's a very hard thing to do when making conscious decisions because, of course, we have our egoic mind and that's how we filter through a lot of our information and our experiences. So we tend to put, well, depending on where you are in your spiritual path, we tend to put our ego needs first. And then if you can go further, your spiritual needs, and then maybe somebody else's needs. But a lot of the times our ego conflicts with someone else's spiritual needs or even egoic needs. Interesting how this is coming up. There's a conflict here in the energy. Maybe I feel like there's a split group of Tauruses here. Because I'm picking up like a Taurus shadow, but also an elevated Taurus. Also, this could be two sides of you. The brighter the light, the darker the shadow. Right? So we all have a shadow, big shadow, especially if you're a bright light. Okay. So I feel like here Spirit is saying you are super powerful. Justice has been served. And if you continue to seek out justice in a situation, it's getting shadowy. It's a turn into the dark. Yeah, I just read the last line down here. It says, oh, look, yeah. When you meet the energy of the Sorcerer with humility, this destructive power transforms into grace, which you can use in service to the highest good. Perhaps it's time to make amends. Do it. It will set you free from the shadows and let you step into the light. Yeah, it's like Spirit is saying the situation is over. From a karmic standpoint, okay? It's time to release it, accept it, or make amends with it in whatever that way that means for you. Something about like 3 moons ago. Otherwise, you are flowing into the energy of the 5 of Swords here, which is the shadow aspect of your power. Because Taurus, I feel like you could manifest an injustice here while you are trying to feel a sense of justice. Now, this is probably why the Luminous Warrior guide is coming in here. So let's see, this reading is going in a different way, but let's go with it. Let's see what the Luminous Warrior has to say. The Luminous Warrior has no enemies in the world, in this world or the next. Yeah, I feel like this is about releasing that feeling of having, well, I don't know, maybe it is having enemies here. He is impeccable in word and deed. He forces on his light rather than on what hides in the dark. He forces on, I said. He focuses on his light. Maybe you're trying to force a light onto something, like shine a light onto a situation that doesn't need that anymore, right? He focuses on his light rather than on what hides in the dark. Since he casts no shadow, he is as radiant as the sun and can transform his most terrible enemy into his ally. His power comes from not from the sword, but from speaking his truth at all costs. All right, Taurus, very interesting. Again, this could be somebody you're dealing with their energy, but I don't know. Let's see. Taurus, tell me more here, Spirit. What's going on? This is an interesting reading. Of course, is my name 1111 right there. I'm a Taurus too. I have a Taurus stellium. So I'm part of this collective as well. And I also have a shadow. For sure. Now, I assume you have too, done some shadow work, but there's always more things in the shadow that we're not aware of. Okay, so let's see for the Taurus collective here, Spirit, what's going on. Tell me about their current energy. Three of Wands. This is like High Priestess. This is like waiting for something, right? Oh. And tell me who else is involved in this. Tell me their energy, Spirit. The other person involved or situation, whatever it is. Queen of Wands. Could be a fire sign. Four of Pentacles. I'm hearing something about an opponent here. You're dealing with, look at the energy of this person here. There's something maybe a little bit arrogant about this person, or they're very closed off. Something about this person that I feel bothers you, annoys you. Maybe you feel like they have a big ego. They're living in their ego space. When I look at this, though, it's just like, yeah, so I can feel that, Taurus. It's like, how do you make amends with an energy that is like this, that is sending you, I'm hearing bullets of bad behavior? Okay, interesting. Maybe this person has intentionally tried to hurt you in the past or something like that. Now, if you're not a Taurus, okay, and you're dealing with Taurus in the shadow, that's going to be a long, long feeling that you persist through. Taurus in the shadow, well, it's just like Taurus in the light. It's very steadfast. It's very determined, very headstrong, very certain. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going here. Three of Wands for your overall energy. Well, you're looking out here, but see these street signs, they have no name on them. They have no direction. It's unclear of where you're going here. I'm seeing she's got a lot of baggage here too, and she's trying to wave down this car that's coming down the hill. Well, who's interesting? So so this is like telling me you could feel like you need some help, or you need somebody else, or it would be useful to have somebody else come along with you on this karmic ride. That not everyone's gonna like this reading. I can feel that, but that's okay. It's what needs to be said. Because you're carrying all this baggage. It's like because Don't get triggered by that word. I'm just saying it because there's actually bags in the card. Or if you're triggered, that could be useful too. But it's like, if you didn't have all of this baggage, you wouldn't need to hitch a ride. So perhaps you're realizing that there's a lot of karma or a lot of karmic situations, or there's the potential to slip into the shadow and create more karma for yourself in a way that is not just to you or to anyone else. And perhaps you're working with another to achieve this, or you're feeling as though you need to rely on somebody else's energy to get to where you want to go. And I feel like for most of you, this is in an energetic sense, and I feel like it's a little subconscious as well. For some of you, you could have someone in your life that you know you're just kind of like leaning on as a crutch kind of thing, and this is not good because it's not their karma. Ooh, Taurus, I feel like this is not going to go over well with you. This reading, I mean. But, how do we grow if we can't look at the more difficult aspects of ourselves? How do we ascend without facing the shadow? Well, we don't. So this is part of it. And I don't think Spirit would give me such a message to deliver if they didn't think you were ready to receive it. Now, of course, this is a general reading, so there will be people here where it's not their message, and that's okay. So what you don't see coming, the High Priestess. Well, I just said this to another sign. In order to be the High Priestess, you have to be familiar with the dark. And this reading is really asking you to be more aware of your own shadow, darkness, and the power of it, right? The power of it to make things happen that are not for the highest good of all, which will create another karmic cycle for you. And it's not to punish you. It's just your manifestation of the energy. It's not like Spirit saying, oh, Taurus is being vengeful or whatever, or Taurus wants to see somebody else do something that for their ego, and therefore they're going to be punished with a new karmic cycle. No, I don't look at Spirit in that way. I think of it more on like a quantum energy plane. It's like you're putting out a certain frequency of energy in those thoughts or behaviors or whatever, feelings, and it comes back around into a cycle that meets that frequency. That's what I mean by another cycle begins. But when you create an anomaly, you break that with that frequency of the shadow and you go into the light, you make amends with a situation, even when you're dealing with someone difficult, okay? You change your frequency, you raise your vibration, and the cycle that comes back around is of a higher vibration. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you are learning that lesson right now with the High Priestess as what you don't see coming. I feel like you are being asked to create an anomaly in your life, which is like breaking a subconscious pattern, breaking a behavior. Yeah. I'm hearing walking without a crutch. Maybe the crutch could be, I'm hearing food. Maybe it's food for some of you. I don't know. Could be something like that. Doesn't have to be a person. Okay. But you're being asked to create an anomaly here in your life so you can change your frequency and become the luminous warrior that you are, truly. To get more in an alignment here with your highest self. But this is also going to require navigating through the shadow, realizing what the shadow is all about, your shadow. And look at her face, like she's happy here. She feels super in the know about herself and about others, which is exactly what happens when you do this kind of shadow work. And when you look at yourself in these ways and you're like, ooh, maybe I am doing something a little dark here, even though I think it's of the light or whatever the case is, right? It's like a kind of like, ooh, ooh, is that me? And that's an uncomfortable feeling to feel. And when you get that, usually when I have it, I feel it like around here. It's in my heart chakra, a little bit in my solar plexus. I'm like, ooh, that's not good. I don't like that part of myself. And your immediate reaction is to want to distance yourself and say, no, that's not me. That's this person. I'm picking up someone else's energy. You can come up with a whole bunch of things from your ego about how that's not you. But if you sit with the uncomfortable feeling and try to figure out where it's coming from and what it wants from you, what does that dark power want you to do? And ultimately, the dark and the light want to work together to bring you into a place of soul's ascension. That might not be easy to understand for everyone, but it's the truth. And so when we have those dark forces inside of us, they're calling on us to elevate. Yeah, 2 batteries charged together. Yeah, exactly. To bring, like drained energy into its full power. So you have to ask yourself when you feel those, like, ooh, is that me? Am I doing that? Why would you be doing that? What does that dark side of you really want to happen? And usually it is actually of something of the light. You just don't know how to do it in that way. You haven't learned yet how to give yourself the love that you desire, speak your truth, whatever it is. It's not an easy thing here. Okay, your opportunity, 8 of Cups. Well, here's your opportunity to walk away from this creation of a situation here. 5 of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, where you're kind of trying to get something very specific to happen. And I think it's more for your ego. What are you trying to get to happen exactly? Strength. Look at you. Look at the Strength card. It's like to prove how strong you are or to show somebody else how strong you are. I don't know exactly what this is for everyone. It could be something very subtle. It could be something very obvious, depending on your situation. But, the Strength card talks about taming your more carnal, it could even be ego side with your higher self, bringing them into alignment. But look, and usually in the Rider-Waite, right? We see her like closing the lion's mouth, and he, most of the time in the cards, he, she, the lion, whatever, looks more docile, looks like it's come into a agreement with the higher self that they will work together. Here, look how ferocious the lion is, and she's not even trying to close the lion's mouth, right? It's like you want, I don't know how to say this exactly, but it's like your ego wants to work with your higher self without having to be challenged. Yeah. Okay, chew on that, Taurus. I mean, I know I'm going to be watching this reading over and thinking about this for myself. Okay, so 7 of Cups here for your challenge. Yeah, this is going to really require you to sit back and think about, where am I doing this in my life? And if the answer is nowhere, I'm not doing it, that's cool. It's not your reading. But probably there's somewhere that you can resonate with this energy, some aspect of your life, okay? And your challenge is to find out where that is. Is it with your family? Is it with your friends? Is it with yourself, an aspect of yourself? Is it with love? What's going on here? In what context is this making sense? Where karmic justice has already played out, but you're doing something here to push something into a particular outcome, or hoping for a particular, even hoping something will turn out a certain way. Could be, trying to manipulate or do some kind of energy work to make something happen that serves your ego and not your highest self. Okay? For example, I'll just use this as an example. It doesn't have to be what you're doing, but it's an obvious example in tarot land, okay? It's like somebody hurt you really bad and you're pretty sure that you're done with this person because they hurt you, or maybe you're not done with them. It doesn't really matter. But you're hoping they're going to grovel at your knees and beg for you. And you know, maybe you listen to tarot readings that are telling you that, or whatever the case is. And so you're doing some kind of energy work by watching readings over and over again that are telling you this person's going to beg for your forgiveness. You know, you are doing energy work when you actively, consciously choose that narrative, that storyline for yourself to make that happen as a form of your own justice. And this is what that reading's talking about. I hope that makes sense to you. It's on another plane of consciousness to understand your own energetic power. Okay, we'll leave it there. You might have to watch this reading over again. You know, be careful of the narratives that you're trying to push to yourself to get some kind of justice for your ego. Okay, having someone beg for your forgiveness. Your highest self doesn't need that. Your highest self does not need that. And it's probably not the best thing for that person's highest self either. Okay, it's not for the highest good of all. That's an ego desire. So be aware of that. You know, I mean, I understand where that comes from, and don't feel shame or guilt about it. Just make the differentiation. Oh, this is my ego. This is my higher self. Ego, I get you. I understand you, but let's not get too dark with that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Whew. What energy should you embrace? King of Cups. Balancing out your emotions here. And the King of Cups is looking right at the energies leading you out. Three of Swords. Usually when we're doing something like this, it's because we have some unresolved pain that maybe we are just beginning to realize, or we haven't really wanted to look at yet. 1 second. Like this energy is kind of taunting you, I feel, or as you feel it. Not necessarily they are, but it could be. Spirit is asking you to come to terms with some pain that you might still have in your heart here. And to see this energetic situation, your desire for justice, for what it really is. It's coming from pain. It's coming from hurt. Maybe you already know that. And that's a big thing to even know that. But, you know, we don't want to act from this place of pain. Usually, it results in only creating more pain for somebody else and also for ourselves. Because, again, of that energetic cycle, the karma that gets the frequency, right? I'm hearing a tumbling of pain. Ooh. Yeah, I'm seeing like a revolving door here. Somebody hurt someone, they hurt them back, they hurt, like it's on and on and on and on until you create an anomaly and break the pattern. And that's what Spirit's asking you to do right here, Taurus. Wow, I'm going into the extended. We're going to go a layer deeper into this. This was heavy. This was intense. Thanks for sticking it through. I know these kinds of messages are not the easiest to receive, but I promise you, the more that you reflect on yourself and your own shadow and the things that maybe you're doing that aren't so great, the more you ascend, the more you heal, the more powerful you get. All right, Taurus, I love you so much. I'll see you next time.